Hi guys, Paul here. So on this lesson, I want to give you some guidance on how to set goals, and not only that, but how to break down the big goal and make it achievable. So you also have, as part of this program, you have access to your PSN business journal. And the first part of that is about goal setting, and the second part is all about you keeping accountable to make sure you hit those goals, to make sure that you get the weekly target met, to make sure you meet that monthly target, and ultimately that you achieve the big goal at the end of the year. So let's talk about reverse engineering and how that's going to work in your business. So you're gonna come up with a big goal of where you want your business to be in 12 months' time, but how do you get there? How do you achieve it step by step? What other milestones might you need to pass to ensure that you get there or that you're working towards it? And that's the big thing. There's lots of busy fools out there. It's all very well putting the goal up there on the whiteboard in the office and looking at it every day, but are you actually working towards it? Are you just running around like a headless chicken being a busy fool? Because being busy doesn't mean that you're being productive. Lots of people confuse that. Run around like a headless chicken, and they're not actually working towards any sort of goal. They're not actually going anywhere. You're just wasting time, basically. You might be achieving little things, but you're not being as productive as you could be. So we're going to start by breaking down the big goal and reverse engineering it so you can work towards it. So we're going to break it down into, once you've set your big goal, break it down into quarterly milestones to meet or hit. And we're going to break it down into monthly targets. So that's what the journal's all about. You're going to go through this process with the journal. So once you've got monthly targets, you can break it down into weekly targets. And effectively what you're going to be left with is clear goal-orientated tasks. So each day you've got a list of tasks to do, or every time you've got time to put into your business if you're doing this part-time. When you actually do put some time into it, you need to be doing the right things. You need to be very, very clever and focused, laser focused with your time to push this forward, because otherwise you won't go anywhere. You literally won't go anywhere. So this is absolutely vital, and I cannot stress how important this is. And there's the business journal there that you can see. So, this is ultimately and very simply going to give you your roadmap to success, because you're setting a goal and then you're working towards it day by day with each task. So just some example goals. Obviously you're going to have your own, and that's personal to you and specific to your business. But just to give you an idea, your big goal may be any of these or different, but we've got number of deals sold. So you might target that. That might be a KPI that you work towards, or a goal. Total gross revenue amount. Obviously your total income is going to be probably a common one. Monthly income target hit. So a lot of people have this idea, they get into property and you think, I want to be earning five grand a month, 10 grand a month. How are you going to get there? How are you going to achieve that? How many investors are you going to need? How many deals do you need to source? How much advertising do you need to do to get those investors and find those deals? To get to that, to make sure that goal is hit. It's all about reverse engineering that, making sure you're working towards that goal. Mastering one strategy. Now you might be doing this slowly. A lot of people do. They buy the courses, and it's something that's in the background. They've very much got a very busy life. They've got the day job. They've got the kids. The family. Don't have a great deal of time. So mastering one strategy and feeling comfortable with it could be your end of year goal. Purchasing X amount of properties. So if you're in a position to buy properties right now, or you're going to be in the near future, then that could be, a KPI. That could be a big goal. Quitting the day job is very common in terms of people I've spoken to get involved in property. They want to leave the day job. It doesn't light their fire. They want to get involved in property. They want to start their own business and be in charge of their own future, really. So quitting the day job is a big one. Portfolio growth, kind of touched upon that with purchasing properties. Multiple income streams achieved. Now pop that one on there because the current situation that we're in with COVID-19, lots of people losing their jobs left, right, and centre. It's absolutely horrendous. People put in dire situations financially through no fault of their own. It's heartbreaking, but these people before COVID-19 no doubt had a job. They felt quite secure. They have their feet well and truly under the desk. Been there for years. 1 week rolls into another, 1 year rolls into another. They've been there forever. Security is quite misleading in that scenario because if you rely on one income stream, i.e. that job, and that's removed, you're in a world of pain right now if you've only got one income stream and that's taken away through no fault of your own as well. Things happen, as we've seen. Unexpected things happen. So achieving multiple income streams and having that security and kind of bulletproofing yourself and your own finances is a huge driver. And I would think it's going to be on most people's big goal because it just makes perfect sense. The more income streams you've got, the better. If you lose one or one falls away, then you've got others to rely on, and you're not going to be left high and dry. So that's a huge one. So just some examples there for you. Obviously, you're going to make up your own, work through the workbook, print it off, and work through it. And yeah, just some ideas there. Just thought I'd give you some ideas. So talking about mindset, don't groan. Talking about mindset, do you recognize any of these traits? That's quite interesting, this image. You've got a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Now, it doesn't matter which one you are, but you can see the limitations of the fixed mindset right there. It is going to limit you. But the one thing I live by personally, myself, is I love to flip a negative into a positive. So when I'm confronted with a problem, I don't see it as a negative anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I see it as an opportunity to learn, to find a solution, and if I'm confronted with that same issue again or problem again, it's not a problem anymore, is it? Because I've got the solution for it. So actively flip it on its head and either learn from it or find a solution for the problem. Many people get super stressed about a problem, but I guarantee you there's a solution for it. So don't see negatives as negatives anymore. Try to see them as just an opportunity to learn, and an opportunity to get around it. Some see it as a wall and they think, oh, I'm going to get over this. I'm going to get around this. What do I do? Help. And the overwhelming feeling is of negativity, of helplessness, scratching the head. Work out how you can get around this problem. It's just about seeing it as an opportunity to learn and grow. That's all it is. And it sounds kind of cheesy and naff, but do you know what? It's a real game changer. It really is. So yeah, just something to be aware of. This is Ant Middleton. You may recognise him from the TV show SAS. Are You Tough Enough? I think it's called. And other things as well. He's been on a few things. Used to be in special forces. The SBS he was in, which is kind of like the Navy version of the SAS, the Special Boat Service. So yeah, quite an impressive character. I actually went to see him live, do a live talk. It's about a year ago, 18 months ago now. Brilliant, so inspiring, but a lot of it was based on what he's been through in his life and his career specifically, and how he uses his own mindset. He's brought out a couple of books. First one was, it's more about him. It's The First Man In. It's kind of like a biography. It's, how he got into special forces, things that happened to him, and then how he dealt with the aftermath of leaving Special Forces and entering civilian life. And then he's brought out a book, that wasn't so long ago actually, probably 6 months ago maybe. That one's called Fear Bubble. Brilliant book on mindset. I would say go and read the first one, because although it's about him, it's really quite inspiring the way he approaches situations. And I seen this video on his Instagram a few weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share that. So just have a little listen now.
I just thought I'd share this message with you. I've literally just got off the phone. I was at the back of the garden, at the bottom of the garden, and I got off the phone to a friend of mine, a very positive friend of mine, and I spoke briefly about a business partnership that I'm involved with. And when I explained a little bit what we're going to do, he said, "Ant, that can't be done." He said, "Ant, you can't do that." And I said, "No, I can do it, but you can't because you believe it can't be done. But I can do it because I believe it can be done. So please do not limit me and my potential to your beliefs." And I said to him as well, I said, "Listen, I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to expand your mindset on what the word possible means. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that through my actions to prove to you that if you believe in yourself, that anything is possible, especially if you've got the right team around you." And when I came off the phone, I felt quite elated, very positive, because he's given me a negative now to flip into a positive. And I'm going to prove him wrong, hopefully within the next 6 months to a year, to prove that what I said to him on the phone can be done, and it will be done. And just as I got off the phone to him, he said to me, "Ant, I love you, but you're effing deluded." Which again, it's just given me that motivation to go out and challenge that and show him and expand his mindset that anything can be done if you believe in yourself. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So take that how you will, but that's how I challenge myself every day through people who are telling me that I can't.
So yeah, I think that just backs up like kind of what I was saying. That's where it kind of comes from, about flipping the negative into a positive. But the limiting beliefs thing, his friend there saying that can't be done, you'll come across that, especially if you're coming into property and you're a newbie, and people are used to seeing you as something else. Well, you don't do property, you do this job, and you'll get people kind of forcing their belief on you that, well, you can't do that because that's not you. You don't do that. You'll come across it. So just be wary of it and do as Ant's done there, and to have that approach to it and flip that. Prove them wrong, flip the negative into a positive, and think, and just have that kind of mindset to think, do you know what? I'll prove you wrong. I'm going to do this. And just approach it in that way. Just thought it's quite interesting. So there's the business journal. I'm going to leave you with that. That's the end of this little lesson. Print it off and work through it. In there's some guidance on how to set a goal, how to break it down. But I think you kind of get the gist of it. Need any help? You know where I am. So print it off and work through it. That's the next little task for you. And I'll see you on the next lesson.